Welcome back for a look at the long-term implications of the Justice Department IG report. Trey Gowdy is former South Carolina Congressman, House Oversight Committee Chairman. He is also a Fox News contributor. Kim Strassel is here. She is columnist at the Wall Street Journal. It is good to have you both here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me kick it off with you, Trey, because you have done so much in the last 3 years, along with your colleagues, John Ratcliffe and Devin Nunes, to really expose the truth. Your reaction to what we're hearing this morning in terms of when this investigation began, unlawful spying, and the informants thrown at the Trump campaign in early 2016.
Yeah, I mean, I think this morning Comey admitted he was wrong. Sometimes, Maria, it's better late than never, and sometimes it's just too damn late. And in this case, Comey is about 2 years too late. We could have used his objectivity. We could have used him as a head of the FBI helping Republicans figure out what was happening with FISA instead of thwarting us and obstructing us. So he said it was a policy and procedure issue. It's not, Maria. They've always been policies against manufacturing evidence and withholding exculpatory evidence. That's not new. Those aren't new policies. This is a personnel issue. It's the wrong people in the wrong positions of power. That's not going to be fixed with a new policy or procedure. It's going to be fixed by replacing the people who did what they did in 2016.
Yeah, the other thing is that they keep saying no bias, and that didn't affect what they were doing, Kim. And yet we've got all of these texts that says, oh, we're going to have pressure to end the mid-year exam. That's the Hillary Clinton investigation. Just from the fact that Ted Cruz dropped out of the race. That was the text, as Michael Mukasey pointed out earlier. That tells you that they were changing their behavior in terms of the Hillary Clinton investigation and the Trump investigation as a result of what happened.
Well, Maria, it's really important to talk about what the IG really did find in terms of political bias, because it's been mischaracterized. What he said is he didn't find documentary evidence of bias, which means he didn't find letterhead somewhere with DOJ on top of it saying, let's take out Trump. But he actually addresses the fact that there was bias in his report, at least from a personal perspective, among the texts that you just noted. And then, look, he also laid out for the American people to see, dozens upon dozens of ways in which the FBI abused and manipulated the FISA court. And I think if, what he was trying to do is say, here, people, here's the evidence. You make your own judgment. And anyone with a brain who looks at this knows that, of course, there was bias, because all of those errors go one direction.
And that's what you said earlier, Trey, that the bias ran through the U.S. government, and it's clear for everyone to see.
Yeah, you've got Fusion GPS, Chris Steele, the DNC, Hillary Clinton, and the mainstream media. All of their work product made its way into the application for FISA. So it's one thing to have naked bias that everyone can see and judge for themselves. It's another thing when you launder that bias through the United States government, place the imprimatur of the DOJ and the FBI, and then present it to a court. So there's no question bias made its way into the FISA application. Horowitz is saying, I couldn't find it at the beginning, but we damn sure found it at the end, and it's called in a court pleading under the imprimatur of the Department of Justice.
Yeah, I mean, and Hillary Clinton continues to talk about how the FBI was exonerated. I mean, I saw your tweet over the weekend, Kim, where Hillary Clinton tweets out, make sure your family and friends see the evidence for themselves. And then you answer her and say, make sure your family and friends see the IG report. Clinton didn't just invite foreign influence in 2016. She paid for it.
Yeah, there's a double standard that continues to go on here, and it's amazing that Hillary Clinton gets away with this and that the press doesn't call her out for it. I mean, right now we have in 2016 a clear evidence, thanks to this IG report, that one campaign did indeed pay to have Russian information, disinformation as it turns out, misinformation, sent to the federal government and used in an actual proceeding against American citizens. And that is now beyond dispute. And the idea that, that she can just get away with this and no one's going to say anything about it in the context of the impeachment proceedings that were going on right now, this is a double standard that is beyond the pale.
And real quick, we're going to have George Papadopoulos up next, Trey, but you mentioned exculpatory evidence a couple times when you were with me before.
Yeah, Horowitz made an oblique reference to what I was talking to you about, which is a transcript. I mean, when the target of your investigation says this is treasonous activity I would never engage in, Guess what, Comey? That's called exculpatory information. The court needs to be told that. It's the fundamentally fair thing to do to Papadopoulos, and the court was not told about it.
And they didn't tell the FISA court. Great to have you both. Thanks so much. Trey Gowdy, Kim Strassel.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be right back.